Now we're already on the last day of the three-day summit in Hiroshima, where the world's leading economic leaders have been engaging in talks. President Yoon Suk-yeol has a busy day ahead of him before leaving for Seoul this afternoon. And an important announcement has been made. President Yoon will meet with his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Now, it's the first time the two will meet in person. For more, let's connect with Kim Do-yeon, who's at the G7 Summit's International Media Center in Hiroshima. Do-yeon, why don't you tell us more about the upcoming Korea-Ukrainian sideline talks?
That's right, and President Yoon will meet Zelenskyy for a short sideline meeting this afternoon, according to the top office. Now, President Zelenskyy, of course, being in the dire situation that he is in currently, wanted to meet as many leaders as possible while he's here in Hiroshima, and President Yoon has accepted the request to do so. Now, it is important to note that this only comes just a few days after the Ukrainian First Lady, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, visited Seoul. And she then was invited to President Yoon's office, where the two talked about furthering the humanitarian support to Ukraine from South Korea. So it's clear that the two countries have been in touch. South Korea has been one of the stronger supporters of Ukraine regarding this humanitarian assistance. Ukraine has requested lethal weapons before, but South Korea has kept its stance on not providing arms. President Yoon, however, recently said this stance would change if there is a serious war crime by Russia against Ukrainians that the world can't ignore or condone. So let's see what the talk results in.
For sure. And another highly anticipated event is set to happen today, the trilateral side meeting between Seoul, Washington, and Tokyo. Do we know what's expected from that event so far?
Yes, this is also another highly anticipated event before leading up to G7 Hiroshima, and it's set to take this afternoon as well. Now, what we know is that the three parties have been in close coordination leading up to this meeting. So while the in-person meeting will be short, we know that there will be a message by the three parties, by their respective governments. We can confirm that the three will continue to build on the statement of the trilateral meeting at the ASEAN summit in Phnom Penh last November. That is strongly coordinating for security in the Asia-Pacific region, including condemning North Korea for hostile actions through missile launches and nuclear weapon tests. The three also condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, this is the third time the three met on the sidelines of a global event in the past year since President Yoon was inaugurated. Lastly, it's also important to note that this is the first trilateral meeting after South Korea and Japan's bilateral relationship started to improve really significantly last March, when the U.S. was welcoming the changes then.
I see. And finally, before we let you go and head back to Seoul, the top office is not letting you guys off the hook with more summits to come in Seoul, right?
That's right. You're absolutely right. We have more summits to come. As President Yoon will land this afternoon in Seoul, or this evening in Seoul, he will go straight into another summit with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The summit will follow dinner, and this is the first time in 30 years for a German Chancellor to visit South Korea solely for a bilateral meeting. Now, tomorrow on Monday, President Yoon will also host European leaders for a meeting at his office. So stay tuned, Yin.
All right, we will do so. Thank you so much, Do-yeon, live from Hiroshima.